Turn me up, Kid Spiral.
You're now tuned into the Oman podcast, a growing network of young men in Ireland. A platform where you can listen, learn, add value. And it's hosted by myself, Opeasy, and
mixed by Simba.
Each week, we just sit down, discuss with our friends in their thriving industries. And this week, we have Prod Solo.
Yo, what's up? How you guys doing?
Yeah, Prod Solo is tired.
How are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. It's good to have you.
Yeah, random.
See how God just brought you here for us.
Yeah.
Initially, we were just going to do it, both of us, but here we are with the main man himself.
Look.
How are you, though? How are you keeping? You're a man that, you're not really in the light much, but obviously lately with some of your accomplishments, it's coming to light. But, how do you stay in the background? Because as creative, sometimes you kind of want to, with Trust It, I love how your tag is at the end of every song, Trust It. And you have to do that little thing as well.
Uh-huh.
But how do you like the life in the background?
I prefer it. That's kind of why I do it. I suppose it allows me to be efficient because I don't have to work with a lot of the noise that comes with the entertainment industry in the forefront, because nobody actually knows all the working hands we have to do at the back to kind of get stuff to look like it does in the front. So I think because I enjoy doing that, it just allows me to, and that's a lot of ignoring text messages and ignoring calls and
That's a thing with us creatives. Let's say, I don't want to group you guys, but even with this guy, as close as we are, this guy can air me for 2 days.
2 days is a stretch.
Okay, but you can air.
Actually, no, it's not.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's actually sometimes it's like selective organization in your mind. It's like, okay, I can reply this message right now, but this is gonna make me have to reply for another
string of messages.
Yes, it's not gonna be a one word.
It's gonna open the
and I don't have
Pandora's
that time
box.
right now.
Yep.
I don't have that brain energy right now because I'm focused on these two things. So let me just do those. Then but these people are okay, and obviously it depends on the relationship. If that person's relationship is that type of relationship that you have to maintain some type of communications, that's something me and my girl always fight back, or we used to fight back a lot more, because I had to really understand that she's that type of person that needs to be communicated to all the time. So you have to then have those people that you put them into different tiers. But there's those people that that it's okay, that person you can reply later, that type of thing.
I think you said it's selective organization, different tiers, but people don't understand that, and I hate the people that catch feelings for it. You didn't.
Some people, they're in tier 5. You're not going to get that attention. You're
tier
not going to get that attention.
But what do you have to be to do in tier 5?
To be for me, my reply message for me is okay. If I reply this now, is it done? If I reply that, do I need to do something else for this series of messages to be done? If I need to do something else, that's tier 5. It has to wait for when I'm not so busy.
Nah. Me, I get overwhelmed with text messages, and when I do that, I just leave it. I can't, because, and you said a lot of the things is okay, with some messages you can't ignore, because obviously for communication purposes you need to keep that line of communication open. But for other people, kind of not as in, not, I don't want to say important, but
valuable.
The message you're sending is not important. Yo, bro.
Yes, get to it.
I have that problem.
Wait, why'd you hit him?
I have that problem.
That shit.
I have that problem. But that's been me for years though. That whole yo bro. I just feel it's just a way. I'm not that. People always say, "Oh, so just text me what you want." I don't know.
You have to give your salutations.
I feel a bit weird doing that. So because of that, I just can't. So if you don't understand me, then it's okay.
You can text, yo, bro. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But you're yo, bro. Okay.
You're waiting for the
reply me, bro.
because I don't like that whole. Oh, I text you something for you to. I want to know you're responsive
straight away.
That time, so we can talk. Well, this is only going to be a 5.
Cut out the bullshit.
Yeah, this is going to be a 5-minute conversation on text, but I need to have that 5 minutes with you.
Now, with the nature of your role now, especially within the Irish scene, how do you navigate through Like, okay, first of all, talk us a little bit about your role. For people that are listening or watching, Proud Solo is head of Trusted Entertainment, and they recently did a partnership with Atlantic Records. Now, obviously, before that, you've been putting in the work, but now I'm sure that's more responsibility for you. So, like, in terms of managing expectations, you're probably getting more music related queries and things that you have to do. With you being in the background, how do you deal with all of that?
It's funny because as much as I'm getting a lot of queries, I'm not getting as much as I should be getting. In a way, it's like, okay, us black people, one time I realized that we have a lot of ego. It is crazy.
Shangbo, are you listening?
So it's like,
Facts.
in a
not
way,
fiction.
with opportunity, I think I was getting more people that wanted me to work on their stuff when I didn't have the deal. Then now that I have the deal, that people that actually wanted to work with, but I didn't have the facilities to help them at that time. But now I do have more facilities, but those people are not like don't want to work as much now because maybe it feels like I'm out of reach or out of touch. But then also it's also allowing people to understand, like, before, when you don't have as much and you have to do like 7-8 roles, and then when you decide that, okay, cool, now that I have what I've wanted to get, I should only be doing one job. For example, let me just specify. Let's say when you open your own like store, and then you realize, okay, at the start of your store, you don't have capital to hire a secretary, a cleaner, basically staff, basically. So you have to do like 6-7 jobs. But then realize when you get capital, then you should be only doing one job, And I suppose because I've had that relationship with a lot of people where I was very, very active, hands-on, but now I've kind of stepped back to be more efficient with my time and more selective in what I'm doing. People just, it's a bit like a hit or miss for people, so then the relationship becomes a bit of a tedious. So like now, like for me, it's like I do a lot of advisory roles for people. Like I will advise them, help them with consulting some things, but like really I'm only working with my people. I've just picked my five to 6 artists that I'm like working on the 3-year deal.
Focusing on their project.
Just focus on that, making that really big, making a statement, and then moving on to the next thing after that.
Nah, that's dope. Because we were having a conversation off camera, and we're just talking about like obviously the Irish scene, where it's at, where it's going. Simba, I'll start with you. Like obviously being engineer, and we're obviously in Jungle Beam. New Year. Where do you think the Irish scene is headed this year? I know in the last episode we were like, yeah, it's going to build, but like more specifically, like, because now with the likes of Proud Solo, that will kind of shed more light into maybe the structure behind the scene that's being, the structure that's being put in place for the Irish scene. For you, like, where do you, and with the level of talent coming into Jungle Beam, where do you think the scene is headed this year?
I think we're gonna see more deals, like more record label deals.
Is deals what we need?
I think it'll help us financially because as we all know, we don't have an industry, we have a scene. We don't have any financial help for the scene at all. So if artists again record label deals, I think it might help them in a way. Because we have a lot of rappers coming through, a lot of singers coming through, actually. That I think I'm excited about that. Because there's a lot of good singers nowadays, and so mentioned earlier that R&B is coming back. I'm really excited for them.
Okay, before I go to my next question, yourself as well. Knowing what you know and the knowledge, like Ireland has been brewing. Luckily, we have Precious here that was in Super Silly, and going to the live gigs back in the day, I felt we were on a nice trajectory, but we hit a kind of a snag in the sense there wasn't as much. I don't know how to say. Like the whole period where Evans was releasing, where
there wasn't
Andre.
I don't think there wasn't enough quality.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough people competing with Evans at the time. Evans was releasing. Evans is the guy. There wasn't anybody else that was releasing that you could be like, oh, this guy is almost as good as this. No, it was just. But now we have like a lot of people pushing out.
And now it's more like there's an expectancy level. It's like, oh, what's next? Like you've done before. There wasn't that. You drop it and you be like, oh, that was nice. But now you drop it and you're like, oh, I kind of want more from you. Like, what more do you have? But based on that, where do you see it going?
It's weird because I think, like, I was saying this to someone recently, I think the quality is coming back to music because, okay, so, like, I think, like, you know, you can agree or disagree, but like 2018, 2019, 2020, there was a lot of like viral stuff.
Yeah, that shit music.
And the viral music sometimes did not allow people to like see between you being viral and actually you being like an
artist,
amazing
or
artist. You're a viral artist, you're a good viral artist, and some people they need that viral moment for people to see their talents because some of them actually are talented. But then other people are just like, for example, like CK and Love One Tintin. Like that's a good song. He's a talented artist. He deserves everything that comes with that. But then there's other people that might have a blow or viral song that might not be. So I think now we're not tying viral moments to you being a great artist. We're tying viral moments to like having a viral moment. Like it's just a viral
moment. It's not. We're now linking it to just a moment.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're separating it. So I think what's happening with that, the kind of like knock-on effect with that is like artists are now gonna be focusing on. If you actually want to listen to music, you know the artists to go to listen to music. If you want to have a viral sensations, that's kind of stayed on like TikTok and like so. Like I think everything's become separated again. So what comes with that is like now people actually want to get that love that they have for music and the love of the good artists. Kind of that's focus on that again. And then I think now like more than ever, it's really. And I'm telling everybody that's like, you know, if you don't have a pop right now, don't be the people that missed out, like, you know, with TikTok and missed out with like LinkedIn, when LinkedIn and TikTok have been like the two biggest platforms that have made people blow.
LinkedIn.
Yeah. All my success is from
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is completely.
No, boys, are you joking? For music?
Business
for
was yeah.
success.
Oh, okay.
For business success, it's LinkedIn.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I get you. Yeah.
So like most of my stuff, most of my connection, it's my LinkedIn. Like is like my social media.
Yeah.
And because it's like, okay, so YouTube, Instagram, when they came in and like Twitter, they have algorithms that kind of separate
Algorithm game.
But with LinkedIn and TikTok, it was like, oh, it's a level playing field, no algorithms at the start. So there's a chance for you to be like a TikTok star or someone that's popular.
You were literally at the start of you're at the inception of the app. So when like with the trajectory of the app, you can follow the trajectory before it becomes like the mainstream thing and it's harder to break through that barrier. So we're still at the inception stage of like the algorithm game for TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. So you can still do well now. It probably will last for like another year and a half, maybe 2 years, but then it will start coming
But
out.
that's what I'm seeing now. There's a little bit more, not a bit more, but like now you're seeing people rushing to TikTok to try and get that clout to get their product out there. Do you think that's I suppose that's what we're talking about it now, that people want more the real music back. I think COVID, that whole break during COVID where we were getting a lot of music, but they all sounded the same. It sounded like microwave music. I think everyone was just like,
microwave.
I need J Hus. Where's J Hus? You need someone to rap at you. But you didn't like J Cole's album, but we'll talk about that.
Never mind that.
Yeah, so like I think that's what's happening, and I think with the whole, I'm telling people to get on top of the new wave of music industry, which is kind of going into the decentralized market and Web3. Focus on Web2. You know, make sure you still be on top of Web2. So make sure you're doing everything you need to do with Web2, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, and all those. But make sure that you don't miss out on the Web3 movement that's happening now. And early adopters will, like as I said, if you get on top of it early, you will get a good result from that.
It's like early adopters of Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And they're eating now. Have you guys ever been beaten by your dad?
All the time.
What? Is that even
Is that a question? I'm a Nigerian Yoruba man, and I was unruly as a kid. I was beaten by my car.
I was unruly, but my dad never laid a hand on me.
Yeah?
I was at home and I was just deep in. I was just thinking, my mom beat me like I slave. But anyways, I was just thinking like, I don't remember my dad ever hitting me to the point of like, fuck this nigga. Or he's never actually like laid a hand out. But then I hear stories of like how people are squaring up to their dads.
Yeah, I'm like,
and
God,
like
I never squared up to my dad. He beat me and I just took it.
No, I got to a point that I squared up to my dad.
I think as a man, I think there comes a point, even if you don't like fully square up, you're gonna be like, yo, I can beat you up. Like,
So you guys all think you can beat your dads up?
I saw that question.
Do you know what it is? It's like when you pass your dad's height, or when you start on your dad's height, and you're like, you know, you're gymming and you're doing stuff that, you're like stuff, and then or no, do you know what about that? Sometimes they actually started because they're like, they slap you and it doesn't hurt, or they hit you and they're like,
you're going wings.
So you think you're big?
You're like,
I am.
Yeah,
do I test it out?
So then it just goes long and just gets long. Yeah.
Turn me up, Kid Spiral.
You're now tuned into the Oman Podcast.